Let me ask you this. Do you ever find yourself getting frustrated? Now, not because you did something wrong, but because somebody else, they won't change, no matter how hard you try. Now, maybe it's that colleague who always undermines your ideas, or the client that you have that constantly tests your patience. You feel like you're doing everything right, so why do they still get under your skin? So that's what we're going to look at in this video. I'm going to show you how to stay composed and unshakable, even when people around you, it seems like they're determined to push your buttons. Now, at the end of this, you are going to walk away with a powerful mindset shift and also a practical tool that you can start using immediately so that you can become what I'm going to call unpiss-offable. So I was working with a client recently. This is a very high-performing professional, very self-aware, and they'd made some incredible internal changes. Their mindset had shifted and they were being kinder and a lot more solution focused. They'd found themselves letting go of that old reactive patterns. But here was the challenge that they faced. Even after they had changed, there were still a few people that they worked with that were in their world that were treating them in the same old way. You might know that feeling when it feels like you're doing all the work, you're showing up differently, but they keep dragging you back into that old story. That moment then where your internal voice starts to go, look, why are they being like this? I've changed. And just like that, you find yourself back in the same emotional spiral that you used to be in. And then the war begins, the tension builds. You feel misunderstood, you feel powerless. You might even feel a little bit disrespected by this. So I want to break that loop for you right now. So there's a proverb that I heard once that says, it's easier to move a mountain than to change another person. So deep down, we all want to believe that if we change, if we show up better, if we are kinder, if we are more composed, then other people are going to change too. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people miss. And that is, you can't control how other people see you, but you can control how you respond to how they see you. And this is a real game changer. You could be the most emotionally intelligent, well-intentioned person in the room, and there will still be people who don't respond the way in which you hoped. Now, that's not a reflection on you. Quite often, it's a reflection on them, on their stories, on their limitations, their need for control. So what do most people do in this situation? They end up pushing harder. They end up defending themselves. They try to prove something. But what does it actually do? It pulls you out of your power and it puts you into their game, into their rules, into their energy. And that's when you start to lose control, not of the situation, but more importantly, that's when you start to lose control of yourself. So here's what we explored with my client, and it's what I want to share with you in this video. The goal in this is not to be emotionless. The goal is to be unshakable. And the term that I used at the beginning of this video is unpiss-offable. So unshakable, it doesn't mean that you don't care, but what it means is that when somebody tries to push your buttons don't work the same anymore. So how do you do that? So let me give you a simple two-step process that you can follow. So step one is to name the feeling. So name the feeling and allow it. So when you feel tension starting to rise, that frustration, that anger, that urge to control, don't resist it. So don't push it away. Don't try and push it back down again. Instead, allow it to come in and label it like this. There's that old feeling of needing to be in control. Or, there's the anger creeping back in. There's that tension in my chest. Just name it, sit with it, and let it pass through you, because what you resist often gets worse. So I think there's an old saying in the personal development world, what you resist persists. So what you allow in, it starts to dissolve. Like a cloud passing in the sky, it's going to change, it's going to morph, and eventually it will just fade off into the distance. Step two of this is to hold the frame, so regulate your internal temperature. When someone else gets reactive, they're often, consciously or not, they're trying to throw off your emotional state. They want to turn up the heat. They want to trigger you. They want to knock you off balance. But here's the key to this. I want you to think that you're the one holding the thermostat. You're in charge of that room temperature. So think of your emotional state like a temperature gauge. When you drop too low, you start to freeze up, you go quiet, you will shut down. But when that temperature spikes too high, you start to boil over, you get defensive, you become combative. But when you stay in that optimal zone, that nice room temperature, which is calm, composed, and in control, you're able to lead the room. You don't react to it anymore. So let's be clear with this. This isn't about gaslighting yourself or other people or pretending that nothing's wrong. It's about not bottling things up or brushing real issues aside. What this is about regulating your internal state so that you can respond instead of react, so that you can stay steady no matter how hot things get around you. Because from that space, that grounded, clear, unshaken space, you don't need to win because you're not at war. You're simply choosing to stay in control of yourself. So my client described it perfectly as we went through the coaching session. He said, it's like standing in the cold with your body all tense. It makes the cold feel worse. But if you just accept it and you go, yep, it's cold, then that tension disappears. I'm not saying it doesn't not get cold, but it doesn't cause tension inside the body. And that is the power of presence. There's no inner war, there's no spiraling, there is just awareness. And that awareness, it allows you to make better decisions. It allows you to maintain influence. It allows you to protect your own energy. So here's what I want to encourage you to do or to think about this week. When someone cuts in line, when somebody ignores your email, when someone dismisses your idea or they talk over you in a meeting, don't react. Instead, just observe. Let it come, let it pass, and stay unpiss-offable. This one mindset shift, it can change the way that you go about your work, it can change the way that you go about your relationships. It's even going to change your own level of influence and your personal happiness. So when you stop giving your emotional control away to every person who frustrates you, you stop letting the outside world dictate your inner world. And that's when everything really starts to change. Your conversations change, your leadership shifts, your confidence grows. You stop chasing validation and you start embodying composure. So this week, just notice, where do you usually react? And think, what happens if I don't? Or even just try it. What happens if you don't react? And remember, you don't need to control others to feel in control. You just need to stop. You just need to stop going to war with yourself and then just start to watch what happens. So if you do like this kind of content, then please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you have got a few more minutes, then maybe check out this video. Do you know what? If you didn't click off and you are the kind of person that stays right till the very end of the video, I've got a free confidence rating worksheet for you. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below, but it's 3 pages long. It's a few questions. It will allow you to identify whereabouts your confidence is strong, maybe whereabouts it needs some attention. And then the last page gives you a little bit of an action plan as to how you can level up your confidence. It is yours completely for free. And I suggest you check out the description because it's pretty cool, if I may say so myself, although I am slightly biased. Anyway, until the next video, toodaloo.